Hello and welcome to the Beat LA podcast. My name is Matt Ferrucci. I'm a writer-director in Los Angeles via San Francisco. And I am joined, as always, by a man who is about to river raft through the Grand Canyon, Mr. Paul Rule. Paul, how are you?
That's why I got my kind of Western shirt on today, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm going to be kind of a cowboy. So I don't consider myself an outdoorsy guy.
Okay.
Like for me, outdoors is drinking a martini outside after I played tennis outside.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a little bit worried about this trip, but hopefully it goes okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally out of touch for 8 days. So if you got to get, I know how attached you've gotten to talking to me every day, talking about the podcast, but you're gonna have to go 8 days of cold turkey.
Are you worried that in those 8 days that I will secretly find a vacation in that, and secretly the podcast is going to take off because of the Rich Aurelia pod, and then I'm going to replace you?
I figured that's why Steve Groschel was here. He's better at getting guests than I am.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey folks, welcome to the Beat LA podcast. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Also follow and subscribe on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. We have our own channel there. When you hit follow and subscribe, it keeps the lights on.
2 million views.
Almost 2 million views. And we can keep doing what we're doing. Folks, we're still here in San Francisco at Original Joe's North Beach.
I never want to leave.
I never want to leave. I want to live here.
Yeah.
I want to live. We're in the
John Dugan, can we live in this Salesian room?
Yeah, can we live in the Salesian room? It was the Joe DiMaggio room. Is that wrong? Or Joe DiMaggio
Restaurant.
It was called DiMaggio's.
Because the original Joe's was not in this location.
That is correct. Yeah. And we don't know what happened in this room. There could have been a mob hit. There could have been
Marilyn Monroe getting.
If these padded walls could talk.
If these padded walls could talk. But
no windows.
Folks, Original Joe's, thank you for giving this to us. Once again, if you've never been to Original Joe's, you got to fix that right now. This place is pure San Francisco. Leather booths, steaks on the grill. You feel like you're in a Scorsese movie. Just come on down. Joe's hits every time. Date night, late night, game night. This place is always the move, Original Joe's.
It is the best place in the city to go for a lot of things, but after a Giants game, this place is still open.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
San Francisco is not a late night food town. It's always been one of my complaints.
I know. Same. Yeah. It's like when you go to New York, you get like...
We're going to ask Mike Mibach what he thinks about late night food.
You know, you could get a Chateaubriand and a shrimp cocktail in New York City at 5 a.m. with a waiter in a bow tie.
Right. At a strip club.
Yeah. At a strip club. Not here. Not in San Francisco.
You get great fried chicken at the Gold Club, though.
Yeah. We got to do a live remote from the Gold Club.
There you go.
There you go.
A boy can dream.
I will really help you guys.
Yeah. See, Steve?
And speaking of that, once again, shout out to owner of Original Joe's, John Dugan, for allowing us to be here and do this. Legendary individual. I went to high school with John.
And a legendary basketball player, USF, right?
USF. He took them to the tournament.
Yeah.
I want to get him on the pod so we can talk Warriors basketball and USF basketball.
Yeah.
But he's a busy man. Paul, like I said, we're dropping this pod second week of August, but we recorded this on the same day as the Rich Aurelia pod. So what we're going to talk about...
We changed shirts, though.
We changed shirts. We did a little Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
So today's podcast, it's a little different. We recorded this a couple weeks ago. We're up in San Francisco. So we're not going to talk about any current topics, but I'm going to look into the Beat LA crystal ball.
Are you going to look into the Jeff Samardzija snow globe?
Yeah, Jeff Samardzija snow globe. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what I see, Paul.
Yeah.
This is what I see. Hold on, let me hold it. This is what I see. I see that the Giants are still not hitting.
Okay.
Juwan Jennings still isn't signed. No Al Horford, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong on all those topics.
I feel like you buried the lead, though.
What's that?
They did sign Equimenius St. Brown.
49ers did today.
49ers.
Yeah, breaking news. Amon-Ra's little brother.
One of the best names in all of sports.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like a guy, like you go to the horse track and you don't know anything about the horses. So you pick the name you like the best to win.
Of course.
I'm that same way with ball players. Like, I don't know if this guy can play at all, but he's now my new favorite player because I love the name.
Because you like EQ. That's what they call him, EQ.
EQ?
honestly, he's probably going to get cut before the game one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. The 49ers situation is a wide receiver situation. We joke about, getting guys from Best Buy on the team, but literally I think they're looking at a couple of guys at Best Buy right now.
All right, who do we got today, Matt?
Folks, today on the podcast, we have none other than Bay Area news anchor KTVU Channel 2's own Mr. Mike Mibach. He's going to come in today.
SI Wildcat.
SI Wildcat. He's going to talk about his journey to the anchor desk at KTVU, following in the footsteps of legend Dennis Richmond. He's going to kind of give us a behind the scenes on what it's like breaking the news, being a newscaster. And we're going to get into some other stuff, about our dads again, playing sports, about life. I think it's a really interesting pod. He's a really interesting, fascinating guy.
Great guy, and a big Bay Area sports fan. So right on topic for us too.
Yeah. So on that note, folks, stick around. We got Mike Mibach right after this break.
Hours ago that we first learned of the death of Willie Mays. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mibach.
And I'm Julie Hayner. Mays was 93 years old, and his death has left a big hole in baseball's heart.
And we do have team coverage for you tonight of people paying tribute across the country. We begin with sports anchor Jason Applebaum, who takes a closer look back at the life of the electrifying center fielder.
All right. Hey, folks. Beat LA heads, we're back. And we got a special guest today, Paul. We got today's guest is a Bay Area lifer. Born here, raised here, and now anchoring the news about here. He's a proud St. Ignatius alum, a Giants, Niners, Warriors diehard, and a guy you see every night holding it down on KTVU Channel 2. He's reported on wildfires, earthquakes, championship parades, and more than a few BART meltdowns.
Go Giants, by the way.
Yeah. From Novato to the newsroom, from College of Marin to Boulder, from covering stories in Topeka and Tucson to becoming a part of the Bay Area media legacy. This guy's done it all. Please welcome the pride of Channel 2, Mr. Mike Mibach.
God,
Mike,
keep going, man. That was nice, Jim.
You want me to come to parties with you?
All the time.
Jeez.
I tell you what, though, in the business I'm in, factual business, one thing was wrong there.
Fact checker.
I was not born here. I was born in Indonesia.
Oh, get out of here. See?
So
Like
my
that.
dad worked for Bechtel, and at the time, 1976, he was on a job in Jakarta. We all had the family there. I had 3 siblings, and I was born in Jakarta, Indonesia. Wow. And so my mom would tell the story of pushing me around in a beja, and all these children had never seen a white baby before.
Yeah.
And so they would chase my mom, trying to have the opportunity to come meet me and touch me.
How long were you in Jakarta for?
We were there about 9 months, and then after that, my dad got a gig in Singapore, and then we were in Saudi Arabia.
When did you come to SF, San Francisco?
So we always had a house here. So my parents moved out of the city in late 60s, in the 70s, and then in 79, when we were in Riyadh, that's when my dad got sick. I was 3. Called my mom. He was back at UCSF, said, pancreatic cancer, packed the bags, come home, and then he died 6 weeks later. So I was 3, but I had 3 older siblings.
You were 3.
Yeah, and so my mom raised all 4 of us in Novato, and yeah, that was kind of the start of this journey for me. And part of the big story is not having a father growing up. Wow.
You should have been on our pod last week. All we did was talk about dads. It was like our
Being a dad, having a dad, all of it.
Special.
Having a dad, losing a dad, and how you were formed by your dad. So we're going to get into that with you in a second. But
anyway, so the journey took me from there, and then grew up in the city and went to SI, obviously. The same school you went to, Matt, and then College of Marin, Boulder, and off
you
we went.
never lived in the Philippines, though, because maybe you guys...
Oh, you got to get your Filipino thing in there.
Yeah, right. Well, because he's got Jakarta.
You know, my mother worked at Bechtel for 25 years.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So there's the bond already.
There's the bond,
right?
the Bechtel bond.
It was a good company, and my dad always spoke highly of it.
Now they're gone. Yeah.
And say something else about your mother.
And
she finds Mike very handsome.
Oh, she finds Mike very attractive.
Shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking. Yeah. We're just gonna let that lay.
I was thinking of throwing something out there, but
do it. You're on a podcast, but also we don't want you to lose your job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't want you to. Our main goal here is
Give
for
her a
our
kiss
audience
for
to
me.
be entertained.
Well, she's
but
so
the second
old
main goal is for
school.
you not to get fired.
If you signed, I don't even know if they do headshots. If you signed a Sharpie of your headshot, she would dig that.
Yeah.
That's the type of woman she is.
We can get that done.
Yeah, we can
Great.
get that done.
My mom was old school. Like, she loved notes.
Okay.
Like even today, like writing the Christmas card.
Yeah.
You know, people do videos and they send it an email, whatever. Like she would write the old school note.
Yeah.
And send out like 85.
Okay.
Michael, she lived with me for 10 years.
Yeah.
She died a few years ago. God, I'm really starting on the death thing here.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
that's
didn't
okay.
mean to go there.
No. Let's
But
do it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
our parents are old school, you know, especially, and both my parents were born in the city. So
We're renaming this pod the Grim Reaper pod. I don't know. Is that bad? Do you think that could get...
that's all right. I'll get a BLA chant going around
That could
here
get
somewhere.
some hits. All right, so let's get into this here. So Jakarta, but now you grew up here in the Bay Area. Giants, Niners, Dubs, right? Giants, Niners, Warriors.
Giants, Niners. I only had one friend growing up who was Niners A's. Like I didn't get that a lot, but I was all Giants. First Giants game at the Stick, June 5th, 1988. I was going into 7th grade. Why do I know that date? Because my sister got married June 4th, and the Rubens family wanted to take me off my mom's hand after a wedding. A lot going on. Hey, we'll take Mike over to the Stick. And so I had never been to Candlestick. Like,
Yeah.
my mom never took us, you know. And so loved the Giants. So that was like going to church for the first time. I was like, hello.
Who did they play?
They played the Astros.
Okay.
Ooh, I love it.
I think Russell got the win.
Rick
They did
Russell.
get the right?
Russell, yeah, 88.
And, you know, we had Will Clark, Robbie, Matt was there, Leonard. So
One flap down.
Sunday
Jeff Leonard.
afternoon. Yeah, Sunday afternoon. And then...
I mean, 88, they had a good team. They won division in 87 and 89. So.
Speaking of the getting that headshot signed by Mike for my mother, I had a 8x10 of Chili Davis that he signed. Oh, I had it in an album for years.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I still have a Ronnie Lott one. That's at my desk at work.
Ooh, okay.
Steve Young.
Steve Young.
Not to
Give
get off the
Ronnie
Giants
Lott's
game.
finger, his severed finger. Do you have that?
I do not have that. Yeah.
That's got to be somewhere.
Was that at the Coliseum? Where was that at? That was when he was a Niner.
He was a Niner.
Yeah, not at
in
SC.
order to play.
They gave him the option, and they said, you're going to be out for 6 weeks, or we can cut it off, and you
Cut
can
it.
play next week.
Cut
and
it.
And he said, cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it, Mick.
I can't see nothing. Gotta open my eye. Cut me, Mick.
I don't want to do it.
Go ahead, cut me.
I would cut a finger for a job that meant something for
If
me.
you're in the heat of the moment,
Well, if like I'm going to direct a movie with like Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, and like to show up the set the next day, they got to take a pinky. Right now, I'm like, take the fucking pinky.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it right now.
Like if you got a chance to go interview like the what's that movie with Kim Jong Un with the interview?
The interview.
If they were going to fly you to interview Putin, but we got to take a pinky.
take the pinky.
Take the pinky.
Yeah, no brainer.
Yeah.
Or even it happens in the middle of like a breaking news story, covering whatever, a wildfire, and something happens. Like, oh, we can take you to the hospital. No, I'm in, dude.
Right.
Cut it. Let's go. We're
Ratings. Fucking ratings.
live. We're live. We're ratings.
Ratings, baby.
Brad
So
Pitt
anyways,
will see that.
88
No,
Giants,
look
and then 89 the Quake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think the Giants win that if the Quake doesn't happen.
That's
That's
optimistic.
a hot take.
That is a hot
Interesting.
take.
I know the A's were powerful.
Yeah.
I know.
And they were down 2-0. So
They're down 2-0. They're at home.
Yeah.
Lots going on. But they don't win it, right? So San Francisco has to wait. But that very moment was one of the moments why I got into broadcast news was the Quake.
Yeah.
Like seeing the stories, seeing like, wow, that guy's down in the marina at the fire.
Sure.
That guy's at the Cypress. That guy's at the Stick and
Right.
doing this with the camera and interviewing. Like that was like, that's pretty good. I want to do that.
That was. I remember we were a freshman.
He's
at
such a
SI.
professional. Like he went to his origin story without us even asking. Do you
That's
see
what
that?
they do. That's what the pros do. That's what the pros do. But I'm going to hit you with my version of Ron Burgundy right now.
Yeah, bring it.
You grew up in the Bay Area, went to SI. Was the dream always to be on the news desk, or did that come later?
Top Gun kind of made me want to be a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
I could see that. He's got kind of the Rick Rossovich
Yeah.
chiseled jaw.
Come on, man. 47. Now we can get them. You guys are animals.
I'm 5'9",
Okay.
155.
Well,
perfect for the cockpit.
Tom Cruise
dude.
is like 5'7".
Perfect for the cockpit. Call sign Mad Dog. Thought about that.
Yeah.
And
How
I have a flight suit. I still have the flight suit. I have a flight suit that I pull out every Halloween just to see if I'm still fit.
Oh, okay.
how are you at sweaty beach volleyball?
Pretty good. High school, Tahoe, Meeks Bay.
Okay.
Every summer. Spinning the ball on the finger.
Interesting.
Background music, all of it. We did it.
Baby oil before you play, though, right?
Little baby, yeah.
make-
Do you
yeah,
still wear that?
make
When's the
shimmer.
last time you wore that flight suit for
Last
Halloween? Last Halloween. You still fit in that thing.
Still fit in it.
Wow.
I've had it since I flew with the Air Force Thunderbirds out of Tucson, Arizona, and did like a 55-hour-minute flight. Phenomenal. Awesome.
amazing.
Absolutely awesome. And that was like a dream come true because I had the desire to be a fighter pilot growing up.
Yeah.
And here I am flying an F-16.
I have a questions on that. So to make the costume work, it's all about the helmet, right? Do you have the fighter pilot helmet?
I think you got to go a couple of zippers. Like you got to bring the zipper down. It's not just about the helmet.
Okay.
I think it's about the chest. Because as the pilot told me, we landed at DM, Davis Monthan Air Force Base, after the flight. Pulled 9 Gs, by the way, which is phenomenal. And so they give me a Roman numeral pen. The Air Force gives it, and they're like, you pulled 9 Gs. So we land, and he's like, all right, man, this is it. I'm like, what do you mean this is it? Like, we just did it. He's like, no, this is the best part. I'm like, what's the best part? Best part, man, is I'm going to pop the canopy, and all the cameras are rolling, so look cool. And he's like, pull it down a little, dude. He's like, start pulling down the zipper. And so I pulled it down. So that's really, I think that's what it's about. It's the coming down a couple inches, not necessarily the helmet.
Yeah, I get that.
You know?
That's like you got some Latin in you, some Latino going on with that.
I would agree with that, Matt. Yeah.
I feel the need for speed.
Hey, the G thing. I just realized what G's are because of I was watching F1, and they're talking about when they're going around, they're pulling 1 or 2 G's, which is a G is like one person's body weight. Your
slamming
body weight
against you.
So when you're going 9 G's, that's 9 Mibachs pressing against you.
Right. Blood rushing out of your brain. So you're usually going here, you bank, you go 180 degrees at probably like 450, 500 miles an hour. So I got the tunnel vision, which they talked about. Sometimes people pass out, they faint, but I got the tunnel vision, but I hung in there.
How fast?
That's 450, 500.
500.
So you're going, he's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, boom, 180 degrees. Yeah. At the end of it, too, he's like, do you want to do anything else? I'm like, can we pull 9 Gs again? He's like, no, we're not doing that again, dude. Sorry, you're done.
Wow.
So anyways, to go back to your question, fighter pilot was out there acting a little bit. You know, my mom growing up, you know, times were tough sometimes. So she actually had us model and do like, what do you call it? Print work?
Yeah.
Right? So
catalogs.
Print work, like I was making like
back then.
Catalogs, $300 an hour.
Yeah.
I could care less about being in front of the camera. But it made me a little bit comfortable, I think, growing up as a kid.
Sure.
And being on sets was interesting.
Yeah.
It started with print work, then it went.
Do you remember a TV show you were on?
Commercials.
Some like weird television show? Like
Yeah, I did.
Eight Is
I had a
Enough?
contract with like Mervyn's.
Okay.
Like you would open the Sunday Chronicle and like I was the kid with the back to school.
Yeah.
Like polo and the backpacks on hanging out off a bus.
Yeah.
That's how it started. And then commercial, I did like a Toyota commercial on Lombard. Right, where it's like jumping up the out of the.
That's where I live.
Remember when they jump out of the?
That's where Nick stayed last night. Not with me.
At
That
your
would be
place?
weird, but yeah, there's I've got a place. It's
Paul, why are you lying? We
halfway
spoon.
down the street.
Yeah.
Halfway down the street, and then there's a little studio downstairs where we put Nick for the night.
Mike, were you ever on like Who's the Boss?
No, so it started with print, and then it went to commercials, Toyota, so forth and on that. And then it went to, I did a water wiggle. I got a quick story. I did a water wiggle commercial. A water wiggle, if you've never heard. This is on YouTube. You can look at this thing.
Okay.
The commercial's still out there.
Yeah.
The sun is getting hotter. Oh, look, is that some water? What's this crazy thingamajiggle? It's a squiggly water wiggle. What you doing, you're a giggle? Water wiggle!
We shot it in a backyard in Kentfield.
Okay.
I'm probably like 11, 12 years old. It's a toy that spins. So you hook it up to your garden hose and it spins around. All these like, I don't know, they look like Pac-Man, you know, like the ghosts.
I remember it.
Yeah, and it would
Hoses
spin
whipping
around. And,
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of slip and slide, but not.
Yeah. And then we're shooting this thing, and it like wraps around my neck during a take, and I'm like choking. And the director's like, cut. He's like, we're not using that.
Right.
Bring it back, you know. So
That could have been a Twilight Zone thing. I'm bringing it down. This is the Grim Reaper podcast. That could have been like the movie or something. It could have been bad.
So there was that memory. There was a TV show called Crazy Like a Fox. That was filmed in San Francisco. I have to look that one up too. Sorry, Matt.
I remember. We'll find that. I remember that.
Crazy
show.
Like a Fox?
Yeah.
We shot a scene in Ghirardelli Square, and I'm with my mom and dad, actors, and we're walking. I remember this story. We were walking across Ghirardelli Square. This is after he says action, background action, action. Mike's walking across the square. Director gets on the bullhorn and goes, "God damn it. Will you tell that kid to stop looking at the camera?" Again, I could care less about acting at this point. I just thought it was cool to be on a set, and I was like, "Hey, there's the camera." Like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know?
Mike, I was a grown man. I did a thing on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's a Marvel show. I got a gun, right? And I'm bringing in Blair Underwood in this scene. And I had one line. And those who know, if that's the camera there, I was like, "We got him, sir." And I just gave a quick glance to the camera, and it's in there. It's so embarrassing.
It's there, though.
It's there.
I want you guys to have like an act off.
Do we cut to the clip on that one?
Yeah, we're gonna find that one.
Cue that up. That's a good call.
So, did you have a favorite newscaster the way kids have favorite players?
I got one more story for you before we go there.
Yeah. Go.
See, he's a professional.
Yeah.
This is when it all ended for me, the acting thing.
Tell me.
They were called what? Go-sees when you try out? So my agent was Stars here.
Yeah, Stars. I remember them.
And I was trying out for movies now. So I was like, Young Guns 2. There was a show called Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Okay.
It was the pilot. Turned into a show called Saved by the Bell. So we started reading, and I kept reading in San Francisco, and I kept going, like, yeah, this guy's great. This guy's great. Fly down to Burbank. You're coming in. It's down to like 3 of you. And my mom's like, what's the character's name? I said, the character's name is Screech.
Oh, this is fabulous.
I flew to NBC in Burbank and was just about a read away from winning the role that Dustin Diamond eventually got.
So were you kind of a quirky kid? I mean, look at you.
I had like curly big hair. I was kind of, I was just...
Think about that sliding door.
Think about if I actually cared. I didn't even care about acting, and I was like that close to being Screech.
Right.
So then at the end of that, I was like starting to go into high school, and I'm like, Mom, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done, and that was it. And
but that's the lesson, by the way. Audition. If you don't care,
don't act. Like stop acting.
You get the gig.
That's what I tell actors all the time.
So from there, it was all about broadcast news, and I didn't really have a idol like athletes do.
I mean, I remember watching like Mark Ibanez, Joe Fonzie.
Local, sure. Oh yeah.
I loved Dave McElhatton because he just didn't look like a newscaster.
Kate Kelly, that was a good team.
He looked like Bob Newhart.
But then Wendy Takuda was a dime.
Yeah, Wendy was great.
She was hot. But so when you were you watching the news? Were you like,
I mean, Dave, K-Pix was great in the 80s. And again, I'll go back to the 89 Quake where you kind of just channel flip.
Yeah.
And then ultimately Dennis, Dennis Richmond, I guess if I were to answer that question, was probably my local idol.
Sure.
Yeah. I can see that.
Him and Elaine Corral.
Yeah.
Mark Ibanez.
I mean, Dennis Richmond was like the Ronnie Lott of Bay Area news.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the Hammer. Like if he had a nickname, I would guess it was Dennis the Hammer Richmond.
And I had the opportunity to work with him. Like we just lost him. Yeah. So he just died, and that was a rough one for the entire station. Yeah. That was a rough night because I had to go on air, and it was our lead story, and say, we have to report that KTVU great Dennis Richmond is dead. And that was hard to say for me.
Right.
But I remember walking in that door, and I was 28 when I started at that station, and we can do this later, but the whole trip. But he didn't talk to me for like 6 months. It was a veteran-laden newsroom.
Yeah.
And I was just a kid, It's like going from AA Richmond to the show. Like I was supposed to be in AAA, but I didn't. And so everyone on the team's looking down on you, and you got to prove yourself.
That's great.
You be AA Richmond. That's like Dennis Richmond, AA.
For sure.
AA
Richmond Spiders.
Yeah.
So wait, you started off as a photographer in Topeka, then a reporter in Tucson. Was the goal always to make it back here?
Good knowledge right there.
The goal was always to come back here and do the news, or you were just
the goal was here. Yeah, I remember leaving the summer of '97, so I was at College of Marin for 3 years, and then I got into Boulder, and I was going to CU, and I went to the gravesite, my dad's gravesite, and I said, Dad, I'm doing something called a round trip. I'm going to leave now, and I promise you I'm going to come back as a reporter. I don't know when, because I'm leaving. I'm not going to be around this gravesite much longer. I got to go on this journey, and I'm going to come home. And so that was my promise. And at that point, I knew that I was going to come back at some time in the Bay Area. I didn't know if it was going to be KTVU.
Right.
And so that was the journey, and that's where it started. On his tombstone are the words "pillar of strength." So those words have always been kind of true to me, and that you're going to get knocked down. People are going to tell you no, but hey, Mike, you're a pillar of strength. Tell them to F off. Can you swear? I don't know if you can swear here, but I mean that happened multiple times. There's so many times I leaned on that moment to give me power, to give me strength, to say this is going to happen. I made a promise to my pop. I'm coming home.
Right. Yeah. Paul, that's very similar to your story. You took a road trip.
It is a little similar to my story. Yeah, we talked about this last episode, or 2 episodes ago. When my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer in college, and I ended up taking. After I graduated from college, I did this cross-country road trip, kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And the reason I did it was he wanted to buy me a watch. Remember the scene in Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, sure.
So
You'd be damned if any slope's gonna put the greasy yellow hands on his boy's birthright, so he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore this watch, up his ass.
That scene hadn't existed yet, but he got my brother watches. He wanted to give me a watch. And I said, Dad, I don't want a watch. I want to travel around America. I want to figure out what I want to do the rest of my life. You told me once I needed to see America. I needed to understand my own country. And that's where I'd find some answers. He's like, I never said that. And I was like, you absolutely did. And he was like, well, that's good advice, but I don't remember saying that.
What the hell are you talking about? Well, you told me that day at school for career day. You came in and you said, if you ain't first, you're last. Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that.
Anyway, but I did it, and that's kind of where I found my
very
next path.
Jack Kerouac on the road,
Very
kind of like,
Jack
Yeah.
I actually also, I thought I wanted to be in news. I did radio station stuff in college, and we didn't know anybody in that world. But a friend of my dad's knew somebody at KRON.
Yeah.
And I met with this woman, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to do news or sports maybe. And she was like, you realize you're going to have to go and live in like the middle of nowhere for 10 years. Yeah. If you think you want, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I was like,
no, you gotta do it.
I want to live in New York or San Francisco or LA, right? I remember she was like, I don't know, she said like Tracy or something, which isn't that middle of nowhere?
Sure.
Or some other place. I don't know. Anyway, but that was her advice. She's like, you're going to have to go grind it out in the minors for a long time.
It's true. And so my last year in Boulder, like you send out the resume tapes, the old VHS tapes to all these different stations across the country. I said I would go anywhere. And maybe 3 people called me for like a phone interview, and I had nothing. So like the lease was up in the house. Like I had a job at Nordstrom in Sacramento lined up. I was going to live with my sister, try to get into Chico. And so I started driving on 80 and made it to Park City, Utah, where my other sister was living. And I got an email from a guy named John Janes, and he was the news director at WIPW in Topeka, Kansas, CBS affiliate. And he says, give me a call. And I call him. And he's like, look, man, you're not good. You're not. But can you shoot? Do you know how to run a camera? And so I lied to him. I said, yeah, of course. He's like, great. I'll see you in 2 days. Come out and I'll audition you as a photographer. So they talk about that foot in the door moment. That was it. So I flipped a bitch on 80, drove back to Boulder, spent the night, drove from Boulder to Topeka the next day. They put me up in a hotel for 5 days. I went alongside with a real photographer and shot basically what he was shooting. And then John would watch the tape. And at the end of that week on Friday, he's like, all right, man, here's the deal. You're going to be a full-time photographer. You'll run live shots, do that. He's like, but I'll teach you how to report. And on the weekends, you can shoot for me, and then you can also shoot a story for yourself, what they call the one-man band.
Okay.
And that's how I got into Topeka.
What were you doing? Were you doing like kitty cat pageants, like on, like Anchorman?
It was quite a show down here at the Pet Shack. And just for today, fashion curiosity did not kill the cat.
Yeah, all those little things, the little fairs.
Fairs.
I didn't know where I was.
Yeah. Like, would you remember
in
some
the
of
middle
those
of
wild
America,
stories,
man.
though, you were doing in Kansas? Like, what
Like
arbitrary
world's,
things?
biggest,
chili cook-offs?
Largest ball of twine or whatever, right?
I mean, on Thursday, like I was making $8 an hour, and so I would have Thursday and Friday off.
$8 an hour?
$8 an hour, dude.
Wow.
My apartment.
1961.
This was in my apartment. I had a bed on the floor.
Uh-huh.
I had beer and chili in the fridge. I had 2 white, like garden chairs as my furniture, and a TV on the TV box that it came in with a tapestry around it. And that was my apartment. And so I was $8 an hour. So I would shoot high school football on Thursday and Friday on my day off, or on Friday. And they would give me like 3 games. And it was so like Midwest. I mean, it was like, where am I going? And then you would see the high school lights in the distance. Yeah. And like, oh, that's the town. And the whole town's there. I mean, it's just like the movie. It's true. I'm like, that's it. Oh my God, this is the
But you weren't there
America.
going like, what the fuck am I doing? There was still that ambition to be like, you saw the...
Yeah, John fell through, or didn't fall through. He followed through with me on that, and he taught me how to report. But I will say being a photographer makes you a better reporter.
Yeah.
Seeing behind the lens, seeing the pictures when you're writing into the pictures. So that 15 months that I spent there was so valuable in that I did shoot, I did edit, and then I learned to really write.
I have a side question. So look, I see you're a married man. Looks like
Yep.
Are you a good Instagram husband? Because I would never have gotten.
Tell me more. Tell me what's an
I
Instagram
never would have
husband.
gotten that job because I would have gone there and like you're the world's worst photographer. So my wife, I get all these tutorials on Instagram from her because I got to take pictures of her and I'm always fucking them up, right?
Right.
And so she sent me like a video, like some Asian guy who's showing like how to shoot his girlfriend from like a certain angle. So anyway, you don't have to do that. Your wife doesn't go, hey,
No.
you were a photographer in Topeka.
Well, she doesn't let me take pictures anyways, or like she doesn't like that. But no, I mean, I still have a little thing in me. I still have the eye, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah,
That must be an SI born in Asia kind of thing.
Some girl wanted me to marry her when I was there, and like
in Kansas,
people do not really leave. Like
She saw that apartment and she was very turned on. Clearly, she thought you're either you're a reporter or a serial
it's
killer.
strange because it's like I was like, I'm leaving. I'm not. I have no plans to stay here.
Was there
But they're like, oh, this is great. You work for this, and like people really want to get married young.
Was there a big break story that catapulted you or put you on the map to get on like the eyes of like KTVU or anything? Like, was there one sort of
From Topeka, Kansas? No, I mean, I look back on my career and there's a lot of big stories that I feel have shaped my life as a man, as a husband, as a father, and as a reporter and news anchor. And I can rattle off a few of them, but since we're in Kansas right now on this journey, for sure 9/11. So that's where I was on 9/11.
Okay.
Happened on a day off. I remember getting a phone call in the morning. At this point, I was starting to go on air a little bit more as a reporter leading up to that moment. And I remember Melissa Bruner calling me. She was the main anchor, and she's like, we need you in here. And I'm like, obviously, yeah, of course. So I went right to, I think, one of the air bases. I remember being out there, and we didn't have monitors. So like we were on air consistently along with network. And on that Sunday, Senator Sam Brownback was in town for church service. I pulled him out during the Mass to do a live report on WIBW. And that was my first moment of like, okay, this is kind of a big moment.
Yeah.
You know, one of the 100 sitting senators talking about 9/11 and you got him. So that was the first time when I walked away from it and I said, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
This is, you know, I'm being the eyes and ears for the people right now. And and they're listening and they're watching. Yeah. And that's a pretty powerful moment, you know. So despite those circumstances. And then off I went to Tucson, Arizona soon after 9/11. About a month or two, I guess. Yeah.
And you did the news in Arizona, in Tucson.
In Tucson was my first full-time 5-day a week. You're a full-time reporter. You're not shooting anymore.
Okay.
And as soon as I get to town, the D-backs win the World Series.
Oh, wow.
You know what sucked about being on the road?
That's right. Yeah.
Against the Yankees, right? That was that. Mr. November. That was that.
Luis Gonzalez, right?
Yeah.
Gonzo?
Yeah.
Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded. Forward. Center field. The Diamondbacks are world champions.
So what sucked about being on the road during this, like, I think I was on the road for 8 years, was not seeing a Giants hat, not seeing a Niner hat.
Yeah.
It's like Royals, Chiefs.
Yep.
I was in Boulder when the Broncos and Elway won. Dude, I got kicked out of bars getting in fights about who was better, Montana or Elway. Mike bouncers that knew me and loved me. Like, Mike, dude, I'm sorry, dude. We can't have this.
You know where there are a lot of Niners fans? Bentonville, Arkansas.
Why is that?
I was there for an event last year because they don't have a pro football team, and it was one of those places where when the Niners were good and went through their thing, they picked a team. It was either, and because a lot of people there are Cowboy fans, so they want to say "fuck you" to their neighbor.
Yeah.
They became Niner fans.
Interesting. This was 80s.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I'm saying
Even
now they're like, if you ask somebody in Bentonville, Arkansas, they're either a Cowboy fan or they're a Niner fan.
God, we haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
It's wild. 94. And
Is that weird to say that?
It's weird.
30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up here, a Niner fan, like we had it. Like we talked
the
about
best.
the Giants and like how memorable that moment was in 2010, but like I just was, I guess, lucky. You know, you think you win.
Don't you worry that we've become, just to the side about the Niners, that we've become like the Bills or the Vikings, teams that get there and lose. We now with our team that had never lost, and now we've lost 3 in a row.
And not just lost, but the way we lost.
Yeah, every one of them, like
So
on the
close.
last play, all 3 of them.
But we have those 80s and 90s, unlike the Bills. We do have some titles underneath us. But, I mean, I think it was actually good for us not to get all the titles at once. We had the Niners in the 80s. We had the Warriors, kind of the Warriors and the Giants at the same time. But
Giants 10, 12,
you need a
14.
little agita as a fan. You can't be winning all the time. because that's not life.
I don't know, Matt. I like to fucking win Super Bowls, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
I
what I'm
like
saying?
to win Super Bowls.
Let me dial this back here. Okay, so
Yeah.
the first time you anchored a newscast, nerves, malfunctions, were you freaking out?
Nervous. Yeah.
Like
bet, dude.
like Albert Brooks and broadcast news nerves, where you just like
sweating,
or landing the plane in airplane,
like the director, like the producer,
like Robert Hayes landing the plane in airplane.
Push a button!
pretty close. But
Yeah.
when the director or producer gets in your ear, in your IFB, and it's like tissue, you know, it wasn't because I was crying. It was because it's fucking sweat, up on the upper lip, and I'm like, "What's tissue? I don't need a tissue." Like, yeah, dude, like you need a tissue.
How do you make the transition from field reporter to getting behind the desk?
Luck, opportunity.
Okay.
You know, it's a knocking on the news director's door and go, "Hey, man, don't forget about me. Like, if this person's on vacation, I want to do that." Like, that happened when I was in Arizona. And by chance, the two weekend anchors kind of departed in the same time. It became a solo show, and that's how I got that job. That was my first time like anchoring, was a solo weekend newscast at KVOA in Tucson. And doing it solo too is different than having a partner, you know. So you learn on the fly, like everything, and it's like you used to be part of the flight crew as a reporter, and now you're the pilot of this newscast. Like that's how I look at it. It's like you're flying the plane here. You're in charge of delivering this newscast for the next 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Yeah. You know, and you have teammates, you have the flight crew helping you out. But so yeah, I was nervous, but I was rolling, man. Like it's like, this is what we're doing. All right. Now the next step, we're building the resume and the reps. Right. You need the reps. You got to fuck up. You got to mess up.
Right.
In order to get to a certain level.
So I mean, following you were talking about Dennis Richmond earlier, and how he gave you a hard time, probably in sort of a mentor type of way. Yeah. You know, you got to earn it. Now you're like in that seat. You know, you got legendary field reporters like Lloyd LaQuesta, and now you got Dennis Richmond.
Weird,
do you ever
man.
pinch yourself like, fuck, I'm part of this legacy
For
now?
sure.
Yeah.
Every day I walk into that building.
Right.
Jack London Square, Oakland. Like KTVU. Like,
how did the gig come up? I mean, you could have gone somewhere else after Tucson. How did you actually get to go back home?
Tucson, I was there 3.5 years, having a great time. Had a contract that was up in about 6-7 months. So I took it upon myself. I didn't have an agent because agents take 10% of your money, and I wasn't only making $30,000 at that point. So I sent more VHS tapes. I was curious what San Francisco news directors thought of my shit. So I wasn't applying for a job. So I sent one to Pix, Dan Rosenheim, news director, and I sent one to Ed Chapuis, who was the news director at 2.
I've met him actually. That's
Ed?
interesting. Yeah,
good dude.
Yeah, good guy.
Dan never really got back to me. Ed let it sit for like 3 weeks, and I got an email at my desk. I remember this in the newsroom, and it was Ed. He's like, "Hey, I like your stuff. Give me a call." And so I called him. I said, "Hey." He's like, "Yeah, I was looking at your stuff. I like it." You know, he's like, "I know it's a highlight reel because that's what it is, right? Your resume tape's like the best of the best.
Sure.
Like this is the best shit I've done in the last 12 months."
Yeah.
Like, he said, "Send me your last 5 stories with the scripts, with the dates, and throw it in the mail." And so I said, "Okay." I didn't ask him like why, you know. I said, and so I heard back from him like 2 weeks later, and he said, "Give me your last 2 HFRs, hold for release." So those are longer form storytelling, 2.5, 3.5 minute stories. Happen to have a good couple stories on hand that I just recently did that were HFRs, so sent them his way. And then he calls me, and this was all like October. He calls me in December. He's like, "Hey man, we're hiring a spot. Would you be interested in coming to work in San Francisco?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit!"
Yeah.
People wear Giants.
I'm like, "Yeah, let me think, Ed. Let me think."
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me think about this. So I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to be in Sacramento at my sister's house for Christmas. I could roll down like during that week, and we can find a time to meet. He's like, "Come down to the station." And so I came down, and I met Ed. I met the GM, Tim McVeigh, whose father was the GM of the Niners in the 80s. Yeah. Whose son is the Rams coach right now. And we had a good rapport going, and then I didn't hear anything, and then they called me about a month later and said, "We want you to come report for us. You know, come work for us in March." And so I told my current news director, I said, "I got a job. Can you let me out of my contract a little early?" And she was fired up for me, and I said, "Go home, man. Fulfill your dream." You know, so that's how.
But you went from being behind the desk to being a reporter
back
again.
to being a reporter. So I gave up the anchoring.
And you were willing to do that to come back home.
Yeah. No brainer.
Wow.
When did you get the desk at KTVU?
So reported dayside for the first year, and then the 10 o'clock news EP, Mike Kelly pulled me in. He's like, you want to come to the 10? And I said, yeah, I'll report for the 10 o'clock news with Lloyd LaQuesta and Rita Williams and working my way in, building their trust. And then it was 2011 when McVeigh started we didn't have a weekend morning show. And so they're like, we're going to start a weekend morning show to compete with the other stations. They auditioned a bunch of people, and then I threw my name in that hat, and and got the gig.
Was that during, what year was that, though? Was that?
I think it's 2011.
2011.
Maybe 2010.
2010.
2011, but it must have been right after the first World Series. Yeah.
So when
I was working nights during that playoff run, which, holy shit,
Yeah.
was a dream come true.
Absolutely.
I wasn't even doing my job. When they beat the Phillies to win the pennant, I was at Kezar Pub.
That's where I met this guy.
At Kezar Pub?
No, we were at Oracle, sitting next to each other.
Game 4 NLCS.
And we were like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, how you doing? And this was
that's great.
2010.
So when we beat the Phillies, and I was behind the bar at Kezar working, but like popping champagne, spraying everyone, hugging everyone. I went out and did the live shots after on the street right in front of the pub. And I was just like, this is my life. Like, I've been waiting for this moment my entire fucking life.
Impartiality
goes you got to go live right now. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, okay, let's go. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's okay for you to be drunk on camera.
That could be YouTube.
That's great. Steve was there getting hammered. Probably.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
The whole city.
2010 was
off.
great, man. I mean, that was generational, right? That was
Sure.
our parents.
I was at the game when we won in Texas. I was telling him last week.
You were there for
that?
that?
I was there.
Beautiful.
The first call I had was to my dad right after we won.
Yeah. I mean, I had tears in my eyes after that. And we won in 2010. And I was there at Timmy's game for game 1. Like, I reported every home playoff game.
Right.
Which was a great run. Minus the first game of 2010 World Series, I went as a fan.
Okay.
Missed the ferry on the way home because my buddy Duke was here, my old college roommate. I had a 6-month-old. Called my wife, hey, can you come pick us up, outside Momo's?
Yeah.
Got the bird.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. There's no Uber anymore. Well, how are we going to get home? I'm in Marin. And we stumbled our way somehow across the Golden Gate and got home. But
so you actually got to report from Pac Bell.
God, it was great.
Or I guess Oracle, where the hell?
Right.
I got my credentials
AT&T.
yanked that year. I don't know if I could tell this story.
Okay.
So 2010, last game of the year, regular season, at home.
San Diego. Right?
San Diego.
Yeah.
A lot on the line.
Yeah. Jonathan Sanchez start. Yep.
Posey home run.
Yep.
Big. So I'm off. So I'm going to the game. And I have a full credential. So I have complete access to the entire yard, right?
Yeah.
And so I call my buddy who was a photog at our station, and he was off. And he's actually a Dodger fan, but a baseball fan. I'm like, hey, do you want to go? And so we went up to club level, having some beers, watching the game. Innings are going by. We're like, we're going to get this. We're going to get hey, let's go down by the dugout. Let's take. So we went down to the dugout and we're taking photos, the old box camera, Kodak box camera photos. and then we tuck them in our pocket and then we're walking. We win. We're getting all the great shots. And I'm like, I grab him. I'm like, hey, let's go to the fucking locker room. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Right, dude. He's like, dude, we're hammered. We shouldn't go to the locker room.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we just won the last. We're going.
Yeah.
Come on.
Go talk to Latos.
Yeah.
And so we wait in line with the rest of the media, and I'm in a shirt like this, and I got my credential. And then they give the wave. They're like, we're going. He's like, are we really doing this? I'm like, let's go. Let's go party with them. So we went in, we partied, we had a great time.
They give you some goggles for the
I've got
champagne?
photos with Matt Can. I got Pat Burrell around me. I've got Panda.
I mean, if you can't leverage what you've achieved so far in life.
Incredible.
So I go back. Yeah. I go back to the station the next day, and the news director's like, hey, come here.
Oh, boy.
Hey, what's going on? How you feeling? Good. He's like, what did you do yesterday? I'm like, I was celebrating the Giants game. And he's like, he pulled up some of the monitors. The whole time I forgot that there was a post-game show, right, on Comcast, and they carry it all live. Yeah. So you see me in the background just celebrating and drinking beers. That was embarrassing, but I didn't really care. So,
well, I'm just glad you didn't get in trouble.
We're talking about covering the Niners Giants, and this is the dumb, hard-hitting question we ask here on Beat LA. When you anchor and you got the coat and tie on and you're looking good, right?
Yeah.
But are you wearing shorts? Is there some red and gold or
negative
orange and
Ghost
black
Rider
underneath?
No? Negative. That was an Ibanez thing.
Oh, okay.
Ibanez did that. I did do it in my anchor days in Tucson.
Yeah.
I was also chewing tobacco and doing all that other stuff. So sometimes I work. But at 2, no. It's it's got the Dennis Richmond effect. Like it's suit, tie,
got it.
Come to work, ready to roll, man.
Gotcha.
You know, so that's,
yeah.
I looked up to that, and that's something that stuck with me.
You said suit tie, you didn't say pants, but you're saying that.
He's saying the pants are there.
Okay.
He's not wearing like
that Dennis Richmond
gym
thing.
shorts. Yeah.
That's why they called him the Hammer.
Do you ever, when you come to work some days, just hope that it's just going to be storm watch for the whole hour? Like just one story. Like
I really don't.
It's like LA Story, just waiting for it to rain. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the producers get so excited. They want the quad box. Yeah. They want all the reporters in the boxes, like up at the top of the newscast. So we're everywhere.
Do you like that? No.
Sometimes. Like if it's newsworthy, yeah. You know. But you have people who are like,
you just get improv your ass off. You're like, there's a car chase.
It's just raining, man.
Yeah, it's just raining.
Like
okay.
we don't need to do that. You know, like it's just we all grew up here, but it's like.
Well, he means more like, are you rooting for bad news so you can report it?
I'm just saying, like sometimes you get to work.
No, not anymore. Like,
and you get one.
Sometimes, yeah, you're in my earlier years, yeah, it's like you want to be there for the bad news.
You want to get the scoop.
You don't want anyone to die. Like I don't want another 89 Loma Prieta, but if it happens, I mean that's game time. Dude. Like, that's what you're, designed to do.
Yeah.
In this gig.
Are you kind of an adrenaline junkie? I mean, you talked about the jet fighter stuff. I mean. It seems like reporters, if you're out in the field.
Yeah, because there's competition out there,
yeah.
Right? Like you want to beat the other guys. Like we could have 5 reporters on the same story. Like who's going to tell the better story, right? There's always competition. As soon as your wheels up out of the newsroom with your photographer, you want to beat the competition. You want to get the scoop. You want to give the viewers what they want, especially on a breaking news situation when you know everyone's going to be there.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, how do you balance reporting the facts in an era where everybody thinks they already know everything from Twitter?
Got to go back to your roots,
Yeah. I mean,
you got to go back to your roots. It's tough.
Yeah.
And it's just double checking everything.
Right.
Right? It's almost to the point there, it's like, you don't want to be first anymore. You just want to be right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Just got to get it right, man. Like, go to your journalism school 101, please. Let's just get the facts right,
What are some of the biggest challenges facing, like, Bay Area journalism right now? Like, obviously, you're always kind of fighting that sort of San Francisco narrative, which I think gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Just got to be balanced, man.
Yeah.
It's like, just recently we had President Trump's 6 months in office. Like, simple story, but some people are like, if you're going to put a Democratic congressman in a story, you're going to have to put a Republican congressperson in that story, too. And some of the younger generation, I don't know what they're teaching in J school these days.
Yeah.
But like my eyes are a little bit more wide open to that, right. Especially with the tone in the country. And it's 50-50, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that happens.
You guys are Fox affiliate. You're not Fox News, right?
We're not Fox News. Yeah. We're owned by the company.
Yeah.
Cox, COX, owned us up until 2014.
I like you spelled that.
Fox, for you.
Because it could be spelled
and everyone out there, Cox Communications sold us to Fox in 2014 and right before the World Series.
Oh, interesting. I mean, just to add on to Matt's question, like, are you worried that there's going to be a world where local news isn't
gone?
It's gone. With everyone's getting their their news on their phones.
I'm not worried about it as it crossed my mind. Yeah. I actually think over the last 5-10 years, I think people have come back to local news a little bit more.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because they're tired of some of the network stuff that we've seen, some of the stuff on Twitter that we've seen,
and the cable news channels have all picked a side, right? And when you watch local news, you're actually getting the news.
That's what my hope is.
Yeah. And
when someone turns on at night, and whether it's Cron or KGO or us or whatever, that you're going to get just a accurate, balanced story.
The term all politics are local, right? And I think that if people take their eye off the ball about what is happening in their communities, then another reason I think we can get kind of bifurcated and divisive is we're not actually focusing on, hey, my neighbor may have a different opinion than me, but we are in the same community.
That's brilliant. You said it perfect, right? Focus on your neighbor.
Brilliant. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I mean, brilliant is kind of hard for me when referred to you. We gotta get you out of here soon, but I want to ask you a couple more questions.
Yeah.
What's the plan from here? Are you going to anchor the KTVU desk till they put you in the Bay Area Hall of Fame? Are you going to host your own talk show? Are you going to write a book on Brock Purdy? Are you going to run for supervisor? What's the plan, Mike?
Supervisor Mibach. God, no.
Yeah.
Purdy, maybe.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Write a book?
Write a book. I don't know. Talk show?
I always said, if I could walk away, no, not if I could. If I had the opportunity to walk away, I probably would if I was just like financially and do something else.
Yeah.
Right? Challenge myself to do something else.
Sure.
Do I love my job? Could I stay another 15 years? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have what I think one of the best jobs in the Bay Area. Right. There's only a few of us who actually do it, you know? So to say that is great. Yeah. And I'm going to go there right now. I'm going to have a great day. Every day's different. I never know what I'm walking into.
You know, I was actually at KTVU on set in 1997. I was there once. It was July.
What was that for?
July 15th, 1997. I was there to interview for a PA job. I had just graduated from USC. And the guy interviewing me in the pit there, everyone's running around like fucking crazy. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I don't have really time for you. Let me look at your resume. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? And someone's like, Gianni Versace just got shot. And I was in the newsroom while they were trying to figure it out. Like, we don't know if it was a mob hit, what, you know, and it was very cool, you know, at the time, but that was the one time I was there.
Were they were interviewing you or just hanging out?
I was just trying to get a job there.
Trying to
get a job there.
That was a kind of a moment when I was an intern in Denver at the CBS affiliate, and I was working at Nordstrom in Denver, and on the weekends, I would answer phone calls on the desk. And this one Saturday or Sunday morning, I'm not sure which one it was, you know, in the weekend, it's a skeleton crew. Yeah. No one's in there. So the phone rings, I pick it up, and this guy goes, this was like 99, summer of 99. This guy goes, hey man, I'm listening to, 850, their KMBR. John Elway's retiring? I'm like, that's great. All right, thanks man. Hung up.
Yeah.
Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, right.
So Johnny on the desk, like who was a full-time employee, is like, hey, who was that call? You know, this is 5 minutes after the fact. Some guy said Elway's retiring.
Yeah.
Like, mouth drop.
Right.
30 minutes later, the entire newsroom is in. Everyone gets called in from home. They go wall-to-wall coverage. Holy God. You know, it's like, that was a lesson for me. Right. But
as a Niner fan,
that's great. You're like, great.
Whatever. Click.
Enjoy your Super Bowls.
That's great.
But witnessing that all develop and go, oh, okay, so this is a breaking situation to be in a newsroom and how it goes, kind of like your Versace. Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a quick lightning round here.
Lightning round?
Yeah, we're going to do some stuff before we get you out of here. This is a new segment. I will say it's new, but this is brought to you by Day Trip Beverages.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had Day Trip?
Yeah.
No. It's
a beautiful can.
Do
I crack it?
Yeah, crack it.
And it's a California, San Francisco.
This is Joey Canada's company. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Hey, now.
I think we had it on because there was something up in Sacramento they did. Are they up in Fairfield?
That's where they're located.
Yeah.
That's where they're based.
I think we did do a little story on it.
Did you? Yeah. All right, here we go. Lightning round. Best late night San Francisco bites. You're looking at Bob's Donuts, Tommy's Joint, Brazen Head.
Been a while, but
other than Original Joe's, we have to.
Other than Original Joe's, I'd go Brazen Head.
Brazen Head.
Yep.
Okay, you like the Brazen Head too.
I love that answer.
Yep.
Whenever I get in,
still cash only. Are they still cash only? It used to be just cash only.
I think it's cheaper if you pay cash.
Okay.
One of those ways, but every time I come in from LA, I fly it in. It's a first stop.
Yeah,
Martini,
great spot.
Martini,
small,
pepper
quaint,
steak,
close to the Golden
delicious.
Gate for me, crossing going into Marin.
You usually have great pie there.
Yeah,
the pie of the day.
Harder to explain live on air. BART delays or Bay Area microclimates?
BART delays.
BART delays.
Red line, green, orange lines. I'm like, I don't even take BART. I'm like, what line?
Nobody takes BART anymore.
I really have to think about that, you know?
We do our hard-hitting research here at the Beat LA Enterprises. I know that you used to be a coach in youth sports.
Yes.
So who's harder to manage, 9-year-old little leaguers or producers on a deadline?
God. I'll go Little League.
Little League, barely by a fucking hair.
That was a close one.
Real close on that one.
That fighting Philly team was really tough.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do another game here called Start, Bench, Cut. We are technically a sports podcast. Not technically, we are a sports podcast.
Well, we're sports
little
and
pop culture. It's just I've been loving this question. I got excited. I might have got a little chub when I thought of this one.
He's on the SF beat. We're kind of on
the LA beat. All right. Yeah. Start, bench, cut. Dan Rather, Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings. Brokaw, Rather, Peter Jennings.
Brokaw start?
You're starting Brokaw. Okay.
I don't know a lot about Jennings on my nose, so I would bench Rather despite some controversy, but a hell of a career. and then cut Jennings.
Interesting, because I probably would have started Peter Jennings.
I would have started Peter Jennings.
Yeah.
Just because he was kind of kind of snooty.
Yeah.
And I like that.
You like that?
I like the snootiness.
Bring the A game.
Yeah, and then
Should I be more snooty then? Do I need to be?
Well, he had some sort of English.
I'll think about that tonight at 10, dude. I'll bring a little more snootiness.
Yeah, he was a Canadian. He
was Canadian.
Yeah, he was Canadian.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
Good
I would probably
knowledge
bench
there.
Rather and cut Brokaw. Only cutting Brokaw because he should have had his own late night talk show. That's how I feel.
Now write to F, Marry, Kill with the same.
Get out of here. How about new? How about start bench cut Anchorman Broadcast News and Network?
Broadcast News started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Network. Bench it.
Yeah.
Anchorman, I mean, they're just classic. I love it.
Yeah. But you're going to cut that. I respect
But I'll cut
that.
it. But
Okay.
I mean, it's great. That's a tough
you
cut,
get tired
though.
of having to answer like Anchorman type questions?
Never.
Okay.
Never at all.
And this is actually a good one.
great.
This is actually.
Have you ever just read the teleprompter?
I never
They had a
have.
typo on it?
I never have.
No?
I'm Mike Mibach? What?
From the entire Channel 4 news team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
No, never. You sure about that?
I'm Mike.
Yeah. Let's go get a martini.
All right, here's a good one. Start bench cut. Anchoring 6-hour election night. Breaking a huge story first or covering a championship parade.
I'll go parade. Start the parade.
Start the parade because obviously.
I've done 3 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, Sal, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to march with the band. I'm marching with the Archbishop Ritter. This one's for you, Sal.
Election night. How's that coverage?
Election night it's actually great.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard, but it's great.
Probably
It's a very
bench
fluid
that.
situation, but I'll bench it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll cut it.
And then-
It's great, but what was the other one?
Breaking
a story?
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah,
sure,
that's good. Yeah.
Going big on a breaker?
Yeah. Paul, we have a final question that's become your signature here.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
By the way, I was on the local news. once.
Evening Magazine,
I was
right?
in Evening Magazine. Remember Evening
Oh, yeah.
Magazine?
That was a Pix thing, right?
Yeah.
Channel 5?
Rita Channon. Remember Rita Channon? She
Don't
hosted
remember
it.
Rita.
I dated
No.
her daughter.
Nice.
But I was interviewed at the
Nice.
Trans-America Open tennis tournament
Excellent.
about John McEnroe, and I was like 8 years old.
Avid tennis player there?
Yeah, I think he's kind of plugging himself. I don't know for what for.
My quote was, I think it's funny when he gets mad and stuff. I still remember what I said.
You could have a reel. Send your reel to Mike and see what
Yeah,
he
send me a
thinks.
reel.
Send him your reel.
All right, so before I ask this question, did you ever think you'd be seeing Original Joe's being interviewed by Matt Ferrucci?
Never. Not until last week.
Hold on.
But dreams come true.
Yeah, right. This was the number one dream, wasn't it?
That was it.
Get out of here.
I was sitting at my dad's graveside. I said, someday I want Ferrucci to just text me. What's texting, son? It'll come. Don't worry.
When I used to throw a lot of parties at my house, Paul, like a lot of ragers at
I
Ewing
want
Terrace.
the hot tub time energy for that.
And I threw the final rager before I got put on. I think I got suspended for a day. I threw a rager, and Chris Merrill called me. He's like, "You remember when Mike came to the house and we were at capacity? And he showed up with Eggert and Pignotti and a bunch of guys, and we had to turn him away at the door." I'm like, "No." And here we are.
Did that
today.
happen?
Yeah,
No,
apparently.
we had a lot of those.
Yeah.
God.
So
was he as good a baseball player as he tells me he was in high school?
Phenomenal, right?
Very good. Absolutely.
We want fair. We want
Yeah.
fair and balanced
Solid,
news here.
Solid bat, good second
with that
baseman.
question though, man, it's so
Triple
beautiful.
off Dan Serafini. I mean,
Because
what
for
more do you want from the guy?
For a second, it was great. He was phenomenal.
Serafini.
Yeah.
Right?
Drops the Serafini knowledge.
Yeah.
There we
But
go.
think about football. I played, Tom Brady, Pat Burrell, Eric Burns
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
in the same season.
Yeah.
That's a rough schedule, those 3.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Although I scored a touchdown on Burns, and he came on set to push his book, The Fuck It List, and he's a great dude. But he told the story at Kezar Stadium. He's like, I had you, and you ran it out, and I was the outside backer, and then you're fucking in my grasp, and then you're too quick, and you went up, and I was just on the ground. I just saw your last name on the jerseys. You ran in for the score.
Well, you were a running back. You played everything. You were playing both
Running
ways.
back, corner.
You were the whole fucking team. Yeah.
No, not
Where?
the whole
No.
team.
Well, I remember our senior year when you were a junior. We weren't very good, and they gave you the ball a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was me, and then Matt Stecker.
You're like, hey, he got a shout out on the pod. Holy shit.
Well, he was my son's head coach last year.
That's right.
And I didn't know that. I'm like, Matt Stecker's at SI? And he's like, yeah, he's my head coach, Dad. I'm like, oh, tell him I said hi.
Yeah, there you go.
He's busy. He's got 8 kids.
He's got 8 kids.
All right, we're going to finish up. There should clearly be a biopic of your life. And Matt and I are going to get back to LA. We're going to start developing it.
Yeah.
But we got to cast it because that's how you get the money. You got to go to your financiers with a big star. So who's playing you?
I don't know. Like, you guys know that answer.
I mean,
I would rather flip the question on you guys or tapped into the Hollywood market.
I got a couple names here. Like, and jump in here, fellas. I'm thinking Miles Teller, potentially.
Good. Top Gun right
from
there.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Or we could go with like a Josh Duhamel. All right. Or what about Rob Lowe?
Oh, yeah.
Little Rob Lowe. We're doing the later years.
Little Rob Lowe, huh? St. Elmo's Fire?
Sure.
Right, he was on the sax, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that would be a good sitcom. Like, take me St. Elmo's Fire, but don't give me Graduation Pose. Like, give me those. I want them in college. I want to see that 4 years,
Great idea.
Kyle Chandler.
We're going to pitch that. Come down to LA. We're going to pitch that. Kyle Chandler?
Young John Stamos.
A young John Stamos.
God.
That's how we
He's
always
got
end the
great
pod.
hair.
Yeah,
right?
it's great hair. Beautiful.
And a San Francisco hook there with the full house.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mike Mibach, thanks for coming in to the Beat LA podcast.
Yeah.
This was a great time. We love watching you on the news.
man.
Everyone's real proud of you and what you do. And this was just great,
It's
dropping
just,
these knowledge.
Good to be home and good to be able to see a lot of Giants hats and Niner hats finally and Warrior hats. And I think that 2010 Giants parade was, I worked it, and it was just one of the greatest moments of my life. Like, dreams come true, man. So,
when you go big network or will you come back and talk to us?
I won't go network, but I'll always be here for you guys.
He's going to stay until the 49ers win a Super Bowl.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
That's it. Hopefully not another 30.
Right. Mike Mibach, everybody.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you, buddy. That was awesome, man. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're back. Beat LA podcast. We just had Mike Mibach on. Your thoughts? I knew I could feel your vibe next to me. You were impressed. This guy's what a great dude.
He's an amazing guy. I mean, how many guys? We don't know anybody in the world like him. It's like sometimes like I'll go to like the symphony, right? And there's like some kind of hot girl playing the violin. I'm like, why do I never meet the hot girl playing the violin in the symphony? Like, does she exist?
Yeah.
Does she exist outside of the symphony hall? I've never sat down with a newsmaker. You see him on television, you're like, where do these people live?
Yeah.
He was amazing. I also was mesmerized by his jaw.
Yeah, he had a good jaw.
He's a very square jaw.
So you basically said Mike is the hot girl in the symphony.
I mean, sure.
Sure. Yeah. No, man, just a real interesting dude. Again, what I love about this podcast is we get to interview people and talk to people that we normally wouldn't talk to if we didn't have this podcast. And thanks for coming on, Mike. That was super interesting. Really good stuff, man. And
everybody wants to go to Original Joe's. That's why they're here, Matt.
That's why they're here. That's why they're here. Folks, today's podcast is also brought to you.
We're the elite meat to eat.
Hey. What?
That makes sense?
Today's podcast is brought to you by Day Trip Beverages. Forget ordinary soda, Paul. Get your fizz on with great flavor, a prebiotic punch, and clean ingredients that actually boost your vibe. Day Trip prebiotic sodas are designed for your mind, body, and mood.
Delicious.
Man, that's good.
I've been at an undisclosed location for about 5 days, Matt, drinking and eating and smoking cigars.
Yeah.
And I needed some prebiotics.
Yeah, you did.
I feel better already.
Now I could see your face changing.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
A little bloated, like Jim Morrison in 1969.
Paul, I know we've been potting literally.
Oh, I'm losing my mind. I don't know what fucking day it is.
Folks, we just done back-to-back pods and a few wraparounds. We've been literally potting for 4.5 hours right now, which is incredible. So we're a little loopy, but we're going to try to bring this home. Paul, I want to say, before we go even further, I want to shout out Chuck Eggert for getting us Mike Mibach. I texted Chuck. I said, Chuck, I'm sorry I'm not asking you to be on the pod, but can you give me the number of a guy that I want to get on the pod? And he so graciously did that for us. Chuck, you're a mensch. You're a prince. I love you to death. Thank you for hooking that up for us. Paul, got any pet peeves?
I do have a quick pet peeve, Matt. So I left the Rich Relia podcast, and something occurred to me that I've been wanting to talk about this pod for a while. So I used to love the Hall of Fame baseball. I used to love the history. I've been to Cooperstown. They lost me when they decided that the two best players of kind of our generation of fandom didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Best hitter, best pitcher. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. I don't care about fucking if they were steroids or not steroids. They were the best players of their generation. They should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And yet guys like Piazza are in, and everyone knows rumors around him. Anyway, that's my pet peeve, is I'm bummed out that I don't care about the Hall of Fame anymore, because it was really what separated baseball from the other sports.
Man, when you go like Spotlight, like I don't know why I mentioned that movie, like Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight, but when you have a passion for something, it makes me want to run through a wall.
We'll take it to Ben when I say it's time. It's time, Robbie. It's time. They knew, and they let it happen.
Well, Mike Mibach inspired me. I wanted to do some hard-hitting news here.
Hey.
Can I give a pet pleasure?
Yeah, give me.
So my podcast partner, Matt Ferrucci, we were recording in our new studio about a month or so ago, and I worry about my posture on this podcast a lot. I still don't think I'm getting it right. But Matt said to me that somebody once told him that the way to have good posture is to think that your nipples are lasers.
Yep.
Yeah, and that you're trying to pierce the person across from you.
Their eyes.
So I've been thinking about that for 4 hours, and I'm exhausted.
But it's true. Like, once again, folks, when you're walking around, just try to shoot people's eyes out with your nipple lasers. Best posture in the world.
It sounds like a fembot.
I like to see girls of that caliber.
Speaking of fembots, there you go. Nick just grabbed his phone. We're going to cut to that clip. Steve, you ever been to Cooperstown?
Nope.
We got to go to Cooperstown.
Not as long as Harold Baines is in the
See?
Hall of Fame.
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Hey, own that with your voice from
That's
the
fine.
diaphragm.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel.
That's how you feel.
Yeah, people will not come, Ray.
Speaking of
no
fembots,
longer.
Elizabeth Hurley is dating Billy Ray Cyrus. That's the weirdest match ever.
Elizabeth Hurley, Billy Ray Cyrus, or Billy Bob Thornton?
Billy Ray Cyrus. Achy breaky heart.
Breaky heart.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I don't even know where we go there. I have a quick pet peeve. I'm sick and tired of people shitting on San Francisco. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hearing some of these podcast comedians. You know what? If you don't want to fucking talk shit about, stop staying in the Tenderloin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is a 99% other part of the city, but you can't come to San Francisco, stay in a hotel 2 blocks from the Tenderloin, and then talk shit on your podcast. This city's great. This city's thriving. You know, it's got its problems, but it's beautiful.
It's doing better.
It's doing great.
I like our new mayor. And just come to North Beach. Come to Original Joe's. And you tell me you don't love San Francisco if you hang out in North Beach and go to Original Joe's.
If you don't like Original Joe's, don't know me. Lose my number.
Suddenly you turn into a mob guy.
Yeah.
We'll bring you into this room.
Hey, quick. I know we've been potting for 5 hours. Real quick, I want to give you my top 5 summer movies for the people that actually go. Best things.
Love that.
We saw. Obviously, number one with a bullet is F1. I talked about that already. It is the most inspirational movie of the year for any guy who's thinks that their best is behind them. Go see F1.
You're looking right at me.
I looked at Steve, but I'm looking at you.
Good.
Right at me, dude.
Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You did not look at Nick, because Nick is youthful.
No, Nick's youthful.
Yeah.
Number 2, Paul. Here's crazy. My second favorite movie this summer. I only went because it was a PGA screening that was free. I absolutely loved Jurassic Park. I fucking hate dinosaurs. I'm a grown man. Who gives a shit about dinosaurs anymore? They talk about that in the movie. It's a little meta, but like dinosaurs are dead. There's another island. Mahershala Ali, Scarlett Johansson's running around in a dirty tank top. So that director, Gareth Brooks, who did Rogue One, he knows what he's doing. It was absolutely entertaining.
She's now the highest grossing female actress in the history of cinema.
That's crazy. It's interesting. And finally, I just want to say, folks, here's the hot take. And I'm okay. I can admit it. I'll admit it for everybody. I walked out as Superman. Superman stunk.
Ooh. I thought you were doing top 5, but sure.
Yeah, Superman is at the bottom of the barrel this year. It was not good. And
I've heard that. I saw a terrible review for it in the Wall Street Journal. You know,
but basically,
the only thing I read.
Superman's supposed to be a winner. He's a loser in this.
Yeah, James Gunn tried to make it funny.
And it's too colorful. There's a dog in the whole movie. He's got 3 sidekicks. You know what this was?
It's like Jar Jar Binks, it sounds like a little bit.
Basically, this Superman, and I could tell Nick's looking at me like, you don't know what you're talking about. But
I haven't seen it, so I'm taking your word for it.
I know we disagreed
Nick's
on
also wondering how long the podcast is.
I know we disagreed on Mission Impossible. The last thing I want to say about Superman is
Oh man.
God damn it was a good one.
That's our Ron Burgundy moment.
Hold on. We're going to cut around this or keep this in. Keep this in. Oh, but it was a winner. It was going to bring the whole thing home. Folks, I haven't walked out of a movie since Money Train with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson back in 96.
J-Lo.
Yeah. So that's it, folks. That's our best things. Once again.
Wait, there's supposed to be 5 movies. You gave me 2.
Oh, I love Materialists.
Okay.
And I thought Mission Impossible is down there with Superman. They're having a party at the very bottom.
Okay.
There you go. I don't know if it made any sense. Paul, any shout outs before you go on this jaunt to the bottom of the Grand Canyon? Can you leave me something in the will in case it goes sideways?
Oh God, look at you! You called us the Grim Reaper
Nick,
episodes.
I'm gonna
make him cut that because I am a little nervous about the trip. A shout out to my wife because I've been in the Bay Area most of this month of July, and then I'll be gone again. So thank you, Kristen, for being supportive of your husband running around and trying to live his best life. And again, just thanks to everybody who made this possible. This San Francisco thing has been like a dream, man.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun being here. So thanks, John Dugan. Thanks for our day trip friends. Thanks, fellas, for Steve and Nick. And thank you, Matt, because this is, we've made something cool happen here.
Oh, it's the best. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And we're not going to get too sappy because we're going to start getting real vulnerable on the pods this fall. It's going to be fucking wild.
Oh, my God.
All right, folks.
Because our fucking sports teams are going to be so shitty in the Bay Area. We're going to have to find something else to talk about.
All right. Hey, high five. All
right, brother.
All right,
Time to get a cocktail. Original Joe's Martini.
Beat LA.
Beat LA.